this is a test, but I think that I'm already recording, so I'm just gonna get into it with you because there's a lot for us to talk about right now. First of all, how are you?
I'm
Can you
good, man. We're good. You know, we got toilet paper, we got wipes, we got food in order of importance. You know,
Right.
we're good, man. We're not cramped up in a small apartment, so we got space. You know, we can go out to the backyard or whatever, a little small little backyard, and just get some air. We take the dogs on walks, twice a day. We're good.
How is what's the mood like in your neighborhood? Are people freaking out? What's the deal?
Nah. Like I go for a bike ride almost every morning, early in the morning. There are not many people out, but people aren't freaking out. I mean, it's hitting New York. It's hitting New York hard. Like I just found out, one of my brother's best friends has it, and he has a heart condition, so he's in the hospital. Um, it's hitting and it's getting closer and closer to home. But I think because you have a lot of people who went through 9/11 and shit like that, it's just like, this shit happens. You just got to deal with it. And I
Right.
think the kids are freaking out more than anything because, you know, uh, kids like stability, and not having school at this time of year, I think is kind of freaking them out. And then having to basically teach their teachers and parents how to use a computer for the homeschooling thing is probably irritating to most of them because they know how to do it. They know how to use a computer, and now they have people. Can you hang on for a minute, Christian? Can you bring orange juice? Now you have people. They have to teach these old people how to use this stuff, like Zoom, where they know this stuff like the back of their head. I was talking to Larry the other day, and when
Larry
Larry
Spivey.
Legend. Yeah, and when he used Zoom for the first time, his daughter had to come and show him how to use it. His daughter's 8 years old. She's 8 years old, and she had
So
to show him how to use it.
so that's a beautiful segue because we're creatives, right? We're business people, but we're creatives, and we spend a large majority of our time um, trying to make art and make things.
Right.
And right now, we're in a sort of a different cycle um, of our lives. You and Larry and also Adam are writers. How are you using this time for your art, or are you at all? Have you just sort of put it to the side and just said, "Eh"?
Nah, we're actually in the middle of getting some stuff ready for a TV show. Um, Christina and I are going to start in a day or two. Christina, for her job, she's a trained storyteller. So we're going to start doing little. I'm using iPhones to do uh, to videotape her telling stories, and then I'm going to edit it and put it out online for people to use with their kids.
Nice.
So yeah, we're finding time to be creative and to make things work. You know, uh, because it's twofold. One, getting stuff ready so that we have stuff to try and sell when this thing lifts from us, and two, doing creative things to be creative. There's both those things.
I can dig that. You're making me hungry with that big giant breakfast burrito. So
Listen,
I'm
I can't help it, bro.
I actually have breakfast about 25 feet away that I haven't engaged yet because I was so excited. I had this epiphany last night. I watched a Zoom webinar last night on estate planning and wealth management. Um, Going through a lot personally
Yeah.
lately, and on top of that, we're in the middle of a world pandemic crisis. So, but I was watching this uh, uh, webinar last night with Tania and my mom, and you know, they were doing it on Zoom, and I had
Yeah.
this epiphany. what if I just talk to some creatives that I know, some filmmakers that I know, some friends, some family members about their experience, about what's going on with them right now, and also how they're coping with it, um, and how they're integrating it into their artwork or into their business life,
Hmm.
and what it means moving forward. So, of course, you're always like my testing ground. You're, my sounding board. I always like throw stuff at you to see if it sticks, and you were kind enough to participate. So let me ask you, real quickly I want to try to wrap it up because I want you to eat your breakfast. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you got some projects that are you're working on right now. You just mentioned some personal projects that are close to you. Talk to me a little bit about what you have coming up in the future. I know you're working on a banger right now. I actually watched a preview of it yesterday. Talk to me a little bit about that project that you got coming up.
Special delivery. Yeah, it's gonna hurt some feelings. um, it's coming out good. I think today we're gonna lock picture, and then I'm gonna send it out for sound edit and for to get the graphics and everything done. And it will most definitely probably be finished by the time this pandemic lifts and be ready to go out on the festival run.
Can you
Um,
tell us a little bit about the plot and who's in it?
I can tell you about who's in it.
Okay.
We got Natty J who's in it. She's a brilliant actress who's going to really turn some heads with this role. Natalie Jacobs. She's been around for a minute. She's doing her thing, but I think this role is going to really make people look at her in a different way. Then we have Alfred. What's Alfred's last name?
Rutherford, Al
Alfred
Rutherford.
Rutherford. Al Rutherford, who
Ah,
I've known Al Rutherford since 2003, 2004. He's been acting and doing his thing, tons of awards and everything, but still a little underground. People are gonna see him and they're gonna take notice. And then we have Sean Nelson of Fresh fame, um, who's everybody knows who he is. And this he shows his acting chops. He shows why he got those roles and why he continues to work all this time. Yeah, so it's good. It's a nice short. It's something that you don't normally see black people in. It's a film noir, and the writer Larry Legend Spivey did his thing with it, and the whole production was really good. Really nice tight production. Yeah.
excellent, excellent. Well, I'm definitely excited about that project because I'm the producer. But 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 more than that, I had the pleasure of watching the first edits, and it's really strong, really powerful, and I'm just excited to share it with people. Um, as we wrap up this Corona Convo test number one, um, is there any message or any words of anything, upliftment, uh, caution that you want to provide to anybody that's watching this, the general public at large?
Just stay safe, everybody. Stay safe. This will be over like everything else. Um, I know it's a little scary because of who we have in charge. Uh, every time, but what people need to realize is this has happened before. Things like this have happened before. It's just because of who we've had in charge in the past, they've never let it reach America. When they found out about it, they went and fought the fight over there. Because of who we have in charge now, the fight has been brought to America, and now we have to fight it here. But we will survive, and we will get better. For my fellow creators out there, create. If you really want to fight this, create. That's because that's what you do. That's your job. That's what you do. That's what you're good at. So just continue to create. That's it.
Well said, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
your time. Tell Christine I said what's up, and
Tell the
you
family
can
to stay safe. We send our love, man. All
definitely,
right.
definitely. And so that wraps up the first Corona combo between me, Lamar Maxon of Queen City Film Festival and Nonstop Show Group, and my brethren, my brother, my fellow creative, Patrick Coker, E. Patrick, for all you fools who don't know. Um, and you can definitely follow that brother on Facebook at Patrick Coker. That's Patric Coker. And you can find us at Queen City Film Fest NJ or
Yeah.
at Nonstop Show Group, period. All right. We
All
out.
right. Peace, bruh.